What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we are going to be speaking about the resumption of the Premier League. Before we crack on with this video though, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content and you want to help support my channel, then subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. I'm aiming for 6,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. At the time of recording now, we're less than 200 subscribers away, so yeah, any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also my social media links, Twitter and Instagram, they're in the description below too, and also popping up on screen. If you want to go and search for me and follow me on there, then that will be much appreciated. I'll keep you up to date with the latest Manchester City news, developments, transfer news and stuff like that, so worthwhile follow me on my social medias. Don't forget also email in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. We'll be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates once again when the summer transfer window does open, so you have got that to look forward to in the not too distant future, hopefully, fingers crossed. And don't forget also, leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and also let me know your thoughts in the comments below for this video. So without further ado, we're going to crack on with this video. And so the latest developments that we've got is that the Premier League are looking for sometime in the middle of June to resume well, the rest of the season, to be able to have it completed. Of course, we've not had any football since the middle of March, so we're looking for some kind of conclusion to the Premier League season. The Championship in the EFL are also looking to have a conclusion to their season by playing the rest of the matches. However, it starts getting a bit complicated once we get into League One, League Two, into the National League, because they're going to more than likely go on PPG, which is points per game. And that's how they're going to decide the table, how they're going to decide promotion and relegation. We're still waiting upon clarification for that. But the big developments that we've had over the last few days or so, firstly, the Bundesliga in Germany has restarted. They haven't had people gathering outside the stadiums, and so it's not a problem in Germany for the teams to be playing at their home ground. Of course, this comes amongst discussions that Premier League teams are looking to try and play their games possibly at neutral venues rather than playing them at their home games, at their home stadium, sorry, for their home games. Of course, doesn't really make it fair, in my opinion, to resume the Premier League and not make that the case, but that's all about if fans are not going to congregate upon the stadium and obviously break the social distancing rules and causing a nuisance to the emergency services, including the police, and who have to disperse the crowds, and I imagine the emergency services along with the hospital staff and everybody. If someone was to have I'll get demonetized if I say the word, but you know what I'm on about. If they end up spreading that around, God forbid, through people being mindless, shall we say. And so, yeah, if they're going to play them at home grounds, don't gather outside the stadium. Allow them just to complete the Premier League season, the Championship season, and whatever else they're looking to complete. But it's a big step. The Bundesliga resuming, that means that a top level football nation can resume their own top division, and football can flow freely for it to be available for everybody. Italy have also set a date that they're looking to have Serie A resume. Of course, we're waiting upon clarification for La Liga and for the Premier League. Ligue 1 in France have already ended their season. Up in Scotland, north of the border on England, they've ended their season. Celtic have been crowned champions. And so there's little bits happening here and there. It's a bit muddled. At the end of the day, the video's my opinion, so I'm going to put my opinion out there. At the end of the day, I feel like they're resuming the Premier League purely on a basis for money, because they're going to owe a lot of money. They're still going to owe a lot of money because there's not fans in the stadium for advertisements and stuff, but it won't be nearly as much as if the Premier League just end it there. Obviously, if health and safety ends up being too much and the season can't be resumed, you know, obviously the right decision has to be made, and that decision would be then to end the season there and then, and we all move on to next season. How they do that, that's a topic for another video. But it looks, I would say, I was going to say 60-40, I reckon it's probably 70-30 at this moment in time now, that by the middle of June we will have a resumption, behind closed doors, no fans, the Premier League resuming, which of course, being a Manchester City fan myself, will mean that Man City get to finalise their season. Of course, Liverpool are going to win the Premier League. I mean, I have no problem with Liverpool winning the Premier League. They've been outstanding this season. And so to take that, I always think like if this was City at the top of the table, I'd be extremely disappointed. I'd be gutted if you was to take the Premier League away from us, considering we're right on the verge. And so it allows Liverpool to be able to win it. If they're going to points per game again, Liverpool will win the Premier League. And so it allows some kind of conclusion to the Premier League. And so at the end of the day, money is the factor that they're doing this, is the main factor. It keeps things, let's say, as less complicated as possible, but it will come with complications, with all kinds of little bits of news stories are filtering through, not least the health and safety of the players and the staff in the stadiums. Of course, these players and the staff, they'll all have families at home who they'll be concerned about the welfare. They won't want the disease, shall we say, I'm not allowed to say it, so they'll be concerned about that spreading through to them as they return back to work. And it's natural, anyone that's returning back to work are going to be concerned, and there should be procedures put in place to make sure that isn't the case. And obviously it has to be applicable to these football players and the staff's families, because it's on about moving them to hotels for weeks and weeks and weeks, and there's some people out there that have got newborn children and stuff, so they're wanting to not only miss raising their child, but they're wanting to keep them safe and stay at home as well. And of course, we all know that the football players and that they're on a lot of money, and so yeah, it is what it is. Obviously, we can talk about the pay for players, because someone were mentioning that the pay for players would be taken away, so they won't be paid if they refuse to play, which again, my videos are my opinions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but I just think that's daft. I think that's really daft. If someone's concerned about the welfare, how can you stop paying them because they don't want to catch a virus? I find that crazy, and this virus is a deadly virus, and so they don't want to catch it. And at the end of the day, it's down to a decision that's made by the individuals themselves, and if their decision is they don't want to play, that's their decision. It does have implications on the team, it has implications on the Premier League. So from a City point of view, if City you start saying that players like De Bruyne and Aguero and Edison, etc., say we're not playing, then all of a sudden City are going to have to field a team that isn't going to be as strong, and it is going to impact ultimately what would have happened had obviously the pandemic not hit from where we are. But we're making tiny bits of progress here. It's all about having some kind of conclusion to the end of the season, and so I don't like it. I don't like there's no fans in the stadium. I don't like that people are being put at risk. I don't think that's right, in my honest opinion. There's on about it boosting the nation's morale and stuff. Yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, it's money-orientated decision, this one. But it does give a bit of closure onto the season, and also it allows people to be able to watch a little bit of football and a little bit of entertainment. And as long as it's safe to do so, then I'm not going to be against it. But if the figures start going up again and we have a second spike and stuff, I think the season should just be called quit there. Either go on null and void it, or we go with the PPG, one of the two. Because I just don't think it's right to resume the Premier League season. But if the figures start to come down and it's safe for them to resume work, then obviously football at the end of the day, I recognise they're businesses, they need to make money, they need to get the ball rolling, literally, to get the businesses going again. And the sooner we get on with it, the sooner we get away from it. But like I said, it has to be safe for everybody for that to be applicable. With the Bundesliga resuming, and also with some leagues being concluded like the ones in France and in Scotland, we're starting to get a bit more of a conclusion to the season and a bit more of a finale there. But the big development that we've had over the last couple of days is players have started to return back to their training bases. They've not resumed training yet. That's going to come next week. That's going to come in small groups. But there has been mass testing for the virus amongst the players and the staff. And they're starting to get some of the results back as I'm speaking. And so we're going to get a bit of an update on what the next procedures are for the clubs with players that have tested both positive and negative, and where we go from there. Of course, I reckon personally, we're at least 4 weeks away from the season resuming, but this is exactly the same as what happened in Germany. Next week, we're going to have players resuming training. They're going to start picking up little knocks here and there as their bodies start to get used to getting back into routine. But once we're 2 or 3 weeks of good, solid training back in, under their belt, they're going to then start looking towards the fixtures and completing the season. When we get an update on that, I will give it you, and also when we get an update on what the new fixture list is going to look like, because of course there's going to be lots of games running, I imagine, at lots of different times that are going to be streamed here, there and everywhere, so there's going to be a lot for us to keep an eye out for. Now, from a Manchester City point of view, we've had I'm not sure if we've had all the players, but we've had a lot of the playing staff and also the staff working behind the scenes report back to the CFG for Manchester City, and they've had their testing, some coming with masks, some not. Not a problem if you come in with a mask or not. I'm not making a point there, by the way. I'm not being controversial. But Pep Guardiola's also come back to England. Lots of players are coming from all around the world, where they've been isolating themselves, where they've been having a break, where they've been keeping themselves safe and well and doing individual training routines and keeping their bodies in tip-top shape, ready for the situation for them to come back. So we've had players come back. Obviously, we've had Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Gabriel Jesus, etc., etc., all coming back now. So I suspect that once we get the testing sorted and the players, fingers crossed, come back negative, they can resume the training, then we can resume the Premier League season, because I don't feel like we can do anything to stop it, so we may as well just go with the flow, and it is what it is, and hopefully we'll be able to get some kind of vaccine sorted in this country. It'll be distributed around the world, and we'll be able to get our lives back to some kind of normality. Obviously it won't ever be the same, but getting back to some kind of normality would be fantastic. It's been going on for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I think I speak on behalf of everybody when we're saying we just want some kind of conclusion now, and then we obviously go into a new dawn when we are allowed to, but we might have to wait for a vaccine. A vaccine might never come. What's going to happen, football into next season, stuff like that. At the end of the day, I feel like football's not that important, really, and it isn't, honestly. It's just something that we talk about, something that we enjoy and have a laugh about, have banter about. But at the end of the day, people's lives are at risk, and lives are a lot more important than what football is. I'm going to put a little proposition out there. If the football matches are free to air, obviously, I can't stream them on my channel for people to see, but I can, because I won't be at the stadium being able to go to the games. I will be able to watch the games, so I can give you all of my thoughts live in a YouTube video with all of my thoughts and reactions during the game throughout all of the 90 minutes for the rest of the season for all Manchester City matches. If that's a video that you would like to see me do every time Manchester City play throughout the rest of the conclusion of the 2019-2020 season, so all the Premier League, obviously the conclusions to the FA Cup, and of course into August it will be the Champions League too. If that's something you would like to see, let me know in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up, and so I know that you're liking the videos and people are interested in this kind of stuff, because if you are, I will put that content out there for you to see. So there we go, that's been the video with all of my thoughts as the Premier League gets ever closer to being resumed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new around here and enjoying the content. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. And don't forget also social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my social media, and my email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. That's been the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon for the next video. And I've got some very interesting video ideas coming up that you want to stay tuned, that's football based and Manchester City based, so I'll see you all again for them videos. So I've been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.